风笑逆，竹林间，夜交错湖，现明月。箫声起，折叶飘落，淹没在汹涌的夜。夜色竟然手中剑，背对暗芒，何惧险？出鞘迎雪，浓似墨；入鞘收笔，断流烟。剑已立，下寒光，心无杂念卷残霜。千竹万叶满是敌，叫我如何再忍让？一重山，一重庄，风声鹤唳夜如枪，划破长风，刺破乌云，叫一方息别伤。剑已立，下寒光，心无杂念卷残霜。千竹万叶满是敌，叫我如何再忍让？一重山，一重庄，风声鹤唳夜如枪，划破长风，刺破乌云，叫一方息别伤。剑已行，行必过，万次磨砺，皆不再对错。踏远山，纵险关，藏书上，不让泪滴落。剑出鞘，给予我，一剑斩断所有罪与责。这次生报来世，势必冲出心中剑的巍峨。剑出鞘，剑落，一剑往后尽须片刻。我在鸣笛，在暗处没人见过，听罪恶的呐喊在不断的渐弱。刹那间，箭射，永远这天为我变色。我直接引竹林间，不改我面色，为天有继续高大地为我陷落去踏。哪怕黑色双眼的虚浮，也从来都没想过放弃正义而屈服。我心里面的大义是为天下剔除，任何不公平在鲜血的余毒。但不是功名和利禄，世间无人能知数。揭开尘封的故事，天生有不凡的气度。剑已立，下寒光，心无杂念卷残霜。千竹万叶满是敌，叫我如何再忍让？一重山，一重庄，风声鹤唳夜如枪，划破了长风，刺破雾，寻找一往昔别是伤。剑已行，行必过，万次磨砺，皆不再对错。踏远山，纵险关，藏书上，不让泪滴落。剑出鞘，给予我，一剑斩断所有罪与责。这次生报来世，势必冲出心中剑的巍峨。
Yeah, a little bit interesting how it all turns out, doesn't it? Yeah, it's pretty interesting how stuff, how the cookie ends up crumbling nowadays. Yeah, we've got a pretty, actually, exciting day. Yeah, we got a pretty exciting day right now, ladies and gentlemen. But, first things first, apparently I'm failing. Yeah, apparently I'm failing, guys. Let's just make sure we don't take a look at anybody else in the gacha space currently. Yeah, let's make sure we only look at me in isolation and we don't look at anybody else in the space. Because, good golly gee, if I'm failing, guys, I'm gonna be real, guys. If I'm failing, oh, dearie me, the rest of us are in some real fucking trouble, aren't we? Yeah, the rest of us are in some real fucking trouble, if I'm the one that's considered failing. I need to see how Steamed Bun X is actually doing on YouTube. Does he actually even, like, have another channel? Because, like, all I see is this reverse 1999 one, but then, like, kind of, like, nothing else. Let me see here. That's kind of just it, right? He, like, blew up his other channel. Because it wasn't real. Yeah. Yeah, that seems like what it looked like. I don't even see his other channel anymore. What happened to Pusa? Well, Pusa actually left a comment on our video. Let me go see if I can pull it up. Yeah, that dude actually left a comment on our video. But this is the thing. I don't think anyone cares about him, so the video's not really getting a lot of views. Then again, nobody really cares about Enfield. Nobody really cares about Enfield in particular, so it's not really going to get views anyways. I think he ended up popping up in here somewhere. Yeah, he ended up popping up in here somewhere. Let me see what's going on. I know the Gacha DG2 commented on this as well. Ah, here we go. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, we got the comment from Supa over here. Thank you for reappointing the title of the most hated YouTuber to me after Tobero stole it from me. Means a lot, man. I guess he's taking it well. Yeah, I guess he's taking it well. I should pin his comment, yeah. Yeah. The Supa Pusa. Supa Pusa. All up in here. It's probably the best way I could describe it. Yeah, this is kind of like, that is some pussy behavior right there. That sounds like a Smash character. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, I guess he's taking it particularly well. Because this is the thing. Yeah, I just think it's very odd to have this sort of behavior. I just think it's very odd to have this sort of behavior where you, conveniently ignore everything going wrong with the game and then only decide to call out people that are calling out what's wrong with the game. Yeah. Most content creators, at least for Enfield, if they're not going to critique it, they don't talk about other people critiquing it. Because they kind of know that they're staying silent on some of the game's biggest issues. So, yeah, you do look a little bit stinky. You do look a little bit stinky. Would you like talking to him so he can explain his position clearly? There's absolutely no need to talk to anybody to explain any position because it's extremely clear from his YouTube page what he's doing. Yeah, I don't need any additional information to make a final judgment on what he's doing, which is being a gigantic pussy. Yeah, no, that's just, it's pretty clearly cut in stone what's going on. We're deciding to not actually talk about the real issues with the game. And we're starting to critique people. Yeah, that's pretty much it. He was like promoting poll trackers. The poll trackers have a vulnerability in them. And instead of addressing that and taking accountability for promoting something with a vulnerability in it, he started to attack the people that are actually covering it. Yeah, I like what? Do I need additional info from that? There's absolutely no need. And when people are in a position where they've done something very bad and they think that for some reason I owe them a conversation or a call, well, I'm just going to be honest over here. I don't, right? I legitimately don't. It's the same situation with Ryuku, where Ryuku begs me day after day, right? Bro begs me day after day to have a call with him, when in reality, he should just make a video explaining and defending himself. But instead, he begs me for a call and assumes that I owe him anything. Which is just, honestly, kind of pathetic once you think about it, right? Like, he talked all this shit about me and then is asking me for help. Which is just odd behavior once you think about it, right? Like, why don't you get yourself out of this hole yourself, you big baby? Yeah, can't you get out of this hole yourself, you big fucking baby? It's just that simple. I don't know what it is with these people assuming that I'm going to throw them a lifeline for a mess that they got themselves into. Water, I just want to give you the London special. Yeah, I mean, I simply just don't understand it, right? It's like you created this bad situation because you decided to, like, talk shit about me or whatever, and, like, why do you think I owe you the opportunity for you to explain yourself? It's like, no, you got yourself into this mess, surely you can get yourself out of it, right? Or if you can't, then, well, sounds like the mess that you made was pretty damn bad. Yeah, it sounds like it was pretty damn bad. Anyways, quick status check. I don't think there's any point in checking this game anymore. Let's see how Zenless Zone Zero is doing. Yeah, this is, I should probably take this game off the daily check-in list. Let's see how we're doing over here. Killer. Yeah, this is the worst patch in the history of the game, is it not? That is just objectively the worst patch in the history of the game. Without a doubt, this one. And so if ZZZ players are lucky, this is what will happen. Hoya will stop making characters of the Angel of Delusion design from here on out because they're seeing that it's causing the game to EOS. In a similar sense, Wuwa saw that Rosia was causing the game to EOS in 2.0 because she made negative money, I'm pretty sure. And they stopped making characters like that. And so hopefully they'll do the same in ZZZ, but you never know. You never know, bucko. Yeah. 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 Rosia sold better than Brant. I don't think so, actually. No, I don't think so. How's that feel looking at? Nah, Wuwa's fine. 7 out of 10 sponsor that patch. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was a significant portion of of Rosia's revenue. Is it canceled or not canceled? So you can actually use both spellings. Yeah, I do. I use the one that's shorter so you can fit it to thumbnails easier. Jesus Christ, this actually looks really bad. Wait, this looks terrible. Like, I'm just gonna be honest. Wow. Wow. That is actually something else if you take a look at the numbers. Like, -4, -2.8, -48, -60.1, -26. Holy, -61% average streams. Wait, yeah, no. Holy, peak streams, 4K down to 325. Hours watched. I'm gonna be real over here. That looks disastrous. Yeah, I haven't even looked at the numbers. That shit is cooked. But hey, right? This is the thing. We've got the whole Mythic situation. That should be a fun little video for us to look at because we still have some concerns when it comes to certain Mythic creators that we would like evaluated at this point in time because well, some people will want you to forget, but I still remember. Yeah, I still remember these. Yeah. I remember all of these. So I guess we'll find out what Mythic finds unacceptable, but we'll also see what Mythic does find acceptable when it comes to the type of stuff that their content creators are up to. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a fun one, isn't it? Yeah, actions have consequences, my friend. Actions do have consequences, my friend. Ooh, ooh. Man, I don't think Pokey expected Mythic to be under fire. And well, if Mythic's gonna be under fire, then maybe maybe we'll have an opportunity to get some of our concerns with their talent addressed. Very, very, very cool. All right, I will need to get a bunch of links. I will need to get a bunch of links regarding the Mythic situation. I'm also going to be pulling up some of Nicholas Light's stuff as well. And of course, we need like the official thing from those guys. From those guys too. All right. Yeah, he just fucking quit on vacay, bro. He quit on vacay. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got going on over here. Get that Mythic talent tweet out as well. Yeah, this is looking a bit rough. Wait, did they delete their tweet? No, they didn't. Nope. They did not. All right. All right, so we've got quite a bit for us to take a look at over here. Quite a bit for us to take a look at over here. Yeah, the Mythic situation video is going to be... I think it's going to be one that we take priority for today. But I do want to make sure that I have everything first, because there's going to be a lot of shit just floating around for it that I want to make sure that I don't miss too much of. Yeah, there's quite a bit floating around that I want to make sure I don't fuck up with. Okay. So what I have pulled up right now is this thing. Obviously, the big ol' announcement that they made that they're going to be dropping Asmon Gold. I've got this one over here where they talk about the skimming situation. The skimming situation with Grimmy, a VTuber. I got this over here where they just kind of like break down how Mythic was created back in 2023. And wait a second over here. Okay. Then we got this situation over here where they have like a bit more of an in-depth breakdown of the skimming situation as well. And this is unrelated garbage. So we have somebody named Sheaf GG talking about how apparently Mythic has also been doing skimming with them as well. Despite the denials that you're seeing over here. Then we have Nicholas Light announcing on his vacation with his wife that he's decided to, or I don't know if they parted with him or if he parted with them. But I guess what he's openly saying over here is that he wasn't really getting that many sponsors anyways, probably potentially due to the fact that he wasn't as politically correct as other creators. Yeah, they parted with him, so it was kind of like a double thing, right? So they parted with Asmongold and him in the same day. Okay, so he was so they fired him on his day off. He will explain in his video. He was too right-leaning. But this is okay. But this is okay, though. But that's okay. I see how it is. So, do you see why we're making this video now? Pretty sure Mythic doesn't know about this? Well, that's the thing. They should. They should, right?
Do you think, Sendones? Do you think, Sendones, that before I started this campaign, that has been in the preparation for, I don't know, God knows how long. Do you think I would not have told Mythic Talent that, hey, there's gonna be this schizo guy coming in very soon. I don't know. I wonder what it could possibly be. Keep a lookout.
So apparently he told them in advance, and that clears him of doing this. Can you turn the volume up? The volume on that clip is really low for some fucking reason. Yeah, the volume on this clip is like really fucking. I mean, I could see if I could try to turn it up. Like, that is increased volume. Like I can't really do it anymore.
Do you think my talent agency will be like, oh yeah, we know. They know about your ass, and don't they? They literally know who you are, which is shocking, by the way. My talent agency literally knows this guy. So.
Oh, so they signed off on, so with that, so they signed off on this is what you're saying. Interesting. Interesting. I guess that's what you're allowed to get away with if you're at Mythic. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, why does your Reddit look like shit? Oh, it looks like the old Reddit. I'm gonna be honest, the new form of Reddit is a lot easier to read. It's more streamer friendly. If you use the old one, yeah, I'm gonna be honest, it kinda looks like shit. Ooh. Ooh, that's not good. Ooh, $1 million fan. Ooh. Ooh, so they were told to promote a scam or something, apparently. Yeah, they were promoting a scam or something, apparently, too. Okay, we'll just add that onto the docket as well. Yeah, add that onto the docket, too. Yeah, so I guess this is the thing, right? We got, maybe we should go pull up one of our tweets as well. We should go pull up one of our past tweets regarding the situation, because we have actually in history tagged Mythic. Yeah, we have, ladies and gentlemen. And I guess Pokey went ahead, got himself cleared, got free reign to, publicly accuse me via his thumbnails of every crime under the planet. Because I assume they gave him a relatively large leash if, you're just allowed to do what he did. Interesting. Yeah, gonna be honest. Certain creators getting dropped by Mythic might be the best thing that ever happened in their fucking careers. Right? Hey, I'm gonna be so honest with you. Yeah. Oh, damn, I put all of them in here. Yeah, put all of them in here, and guess what, guys? This ain't related to our CCB situation, so, yeah, not related at all, right? Not related at all. I guess Mythic Talent signed off on this. I guess Mythic Talent said this was okay. Because we have the words from Pokey himself that it's okay. That they approved of this. And that this is fine. This is fine. But whatever's going on with Nicholas Light, whatever's going on with Asmongold, that's not okay. That's not okay. That's a bit of a situation, isn't it? So, of course, I think this is something pretty good that we can get ourselves started off with. Yeah, does Nick have his, some people said Nick had his own video regarding the matter, right? Let me go ahead. Let's see what's going on here. Watch the Nicholas vid also. I'm gonna try to get one excerpt. Oh, Pokey thumbnails? Wait a second. Oh, we got all the old thumbnails. I don't really need those. Yeah, I've got the golden collection over here. This is the triple threat. This is the triple threat on the docket. Damn, so Nick recorded a video while on vacation to obviously address the fact that he got administratively... Oh, dearie me, he looks fucking serious here. He looks serious AF here. I was dropped by Mythic. Gotcha.
Hey guys, I didn't think I'd have to make one of these videos while I was in Japan, celebrating my 1-year anniversary of my marriage. But here we are, and let's just cut to the chase. About a year ago, maybe even a little less than a year ago, I was signed to a talent agency, Mythic Talent. They help you get sponsorships, merch, collaboration requests.
Damn, his editor went fast on this one. This is a good vid.
If you want to get into an event like Anime Expo, maybe they could help. Whatever you want to do, they could help you. They are your agency. They'll handle the contracts, and what they get is a percentage of what I would get. So let's say a sponsor wants to give me $10,000. Around 20% of that will go to Mythic Talent. But what attracted me to this agency the most was when I went on their website and I saw who was under them. Asmongold, Tectone, Nux, Legal Mindset, Kirsch. I was like, holy shit, there's an agency that wants to work with controversial people. Controversial, by the way. What controversial means nowadays is having an opinion that isn't the safe opinion. So
You want to know what unironically,
I guess I'm considered controversial now. And by the way, Tectone was the one that got me into Mythic Talent. So him getting me into Mythic Talent, the guy that gets shit on Twitter on a minute basis, one of the most hated creators on Twitter, if he's getting me into an agency that he's a part,
I don't feel like I could react to this entire vid on our next vid. I've got to get only a part of this. We'll find out which part I need.
Part of as well. Wow, I love this.
He's showing black Tectone too much.
Place. I had a call with the people over at Mythic. We all had a splendid call. We all got along. I was told I would get sponsorships if I have any questions about merch. If I want to go to an event, maybe get some press badges, whatever, just reach out to them. Whatever
I feel like Mythic really did not foresee what was going to happen. Because there's going to be a bunch of people that are very mad. And like these people will make their videos.
I need. They will try their best to help me out with it. And they
Tectone is 22% black. Wait, factually, like he took a 23andMe test and he's 22% African American.
They were helping me out. So every month since then, maybe I'd get 1, 2, at most 3 sponsorships per month. A few $1,000s here, a few $1,000s there. Even during my controversial phase, when I was going after people for One Punch Man and shit, I was getting a lot of sponsorships. But then January of 2026 came, and I noticed I wasn't really getting sponsorships anymore. The month ended, and I'm like, I talked to them once or twice.
I will say, I don't know if that's just like a Mythic like kind of like boxing out Nick, or if it's just like an industry thing. Because I will say it's I don't think a lot of people have been getting sponsors in January. I think January is just a bad time for sponsors because it's like post holiday. Everyone's already like spent all their money and stuff, so it's not really like a.
And then one sponsorship that I was told I was gonna get, which was going to be my most paying sponsorship that I've ever had. The sponsor just stopped responding to them, so the sponsorship fell through. This has happened a lot of times, by the way, all through 2025. The sponsor stopped replying. I asked them to get me a beta key. I asked them to get me a press badge at an anime event. Never got a response. Something's going on here. So February 2026 begins. Almost 3 weeks pass by. I haven't had any interaction with them. I'm about to go on my anniversary trip to Japan, so I reach out to them. I'm like, hey guys, where are the sponsors? What's going on? You told me in the beginning of December, by the way, I had a call with them in December. You told me in the beginning of December, if you stream more, your sponsors are gonna double, triple, if not quadruple. January came, I streamed every day. I think I missed one day. I averaged over 2,000 viewers per stream. So
Nah, damn, no, that should be easy money.
I'm like, oh shit, February's gonna come. I'm gonna be loaded with sponsors. Everybody's gonna want to work with Nicholas Light. It turns out nobody wanted to work with Nicholas Light. Or at least that's what I thought. Because I had a phone call with Mythic a few days ago and I was dropped. Apparently nobody wants to work with me because of my drama, because of my controversy, and because I say slurs, because I say retard, and I called somebody a oh, so that's
Yeah, I remember saying Tecto was gonna get in trouble for that, but I guess the we could also apply it as well to Nicholas over here.
That's why I haven't gotten sponsors in the past 60 days. But here's the funny part, guys. My personal email, I was getting sponsors maybe 3-4 times a week from actual sponsorships. So is it the sponsors that don't want to work with me, or is it that you, Mythic Talent, don't want to work with me? Because I'm talking with the sponsors. I'm getting myself sponsorships. I was flown out to Anime Expo in LA last year to cover a Gacha Akuta Tokyo Ghoul booth.
Okay, you know what? I think this is the part of the video we'll play. So hopefully you guys can understand why I was combing through it. This sounds like the part of the video that I want to play.
I got that for myself. They gave me over $10,000 to go on that trip. Mythic Talent wasn't involved at all. So why is it that I could get the cool, fun spot?
He's sponsor friendly. This is the thing. The typical type of sponsor that Nicholas would get here is naturally one that's Asian. And this is the thing, that this is kind of just the reality. Like the East Asian sponsors kind of don't care because they're more offensive than the US. Do you get what's going on? It's just in general, they're typically way less PC and they don't like give a shit. And so you wouldn't naturally kind of like see a drop off in the engagement from them based off of like how woke or unwoke you are. So it's like a matter of they don't the sponsors that they would want, they don't care.
sponsorships that I'm told nobody wants to work with me on, but they couldn't get it for me. It's always, oh, there was no response, or I get no response from Mythic about it. Something's a little fishy here, and it ain't sushi because I'm in Japan. It's these motherfuckers. Oh, and by the way, they knew I was on my anniversary trip. This all happened within the same week of my anniversary trip.
This is what I think they expected. They didn't expect Nick to want to, like, sit down and make a video. Probably just, like, you know, fuck off and do his anniversary thing. But, like, he took time out of his anniversary to go take a steaming dump on them. It's not looking good.
Agency that puts their creators first. The agency that looked like they would help people out that don't bend the knee, that don't cater to the mob and actually have a voice. But now it seems like anybody that has a voice, they don't want to work with. We have spoken with Asmongold and mutually agreed to part ways.
I don't think I need to necessarily... Let me read the transcript over here. Shit. His video's uploaded too soon. Shit. I kind of only want to play like that part because we do have a lot of other stuff to cover, but let me play it up a little bit and just see if there's any other good little excerpts in here.
Mythic represents creators from a wide range of backgrounds and perspectives, and we are committed to fostering an environment grounded in respect and responsibility.
I'm glad that he's understandable on 2X.
Yeah, wide range of backgrounds and perspectives. It's a funny way of saying one range of backgrounds and one perspective. Because if you represented creators with a wide range of perspectives, kind of like when I first joined and you did
Mr. Pokey could never.
represent people with different perspectives, why was I let go? Why was Asmon let go? You know, I go on their website and I type in every single controversial creator that they have signed in the past year. Why can't I find their names anymore? You know, I'm looking at their website right now, looking at their creators. They couldn't wait to get me removed from this fucking website. It's like they waited for that phone call just to remove me from the website.
Bro, they were like, shit, let's speedrun this.
Oh, but they'll sign this piece of shit right here, right? They'll keep him on. They'll even make a whole article about him. You know, the guy that said this.
13 confirmed people dead in like 12 campers are lost right now from a summer camp nearby. Campers? Is it children awake? Younglings, Nick. Okay. They don't have much to live for anyways. It's okay.
It's okay that children died. They don't have much to live for. It's okay. So it's okay for him to make a joke about children. But when I have people in my wife's DMs on our wedding pictures telling her she's fat, she's ugly, to kill herself, that her husband is a piece of shit, that both of us should die, getting attacked on Twitter almost 24/7, and then you have all these retarded content creators saying I asked for it because I'm a rage baiter, all because I rage bait with my anime opinions. Yeah, that totally means that I should have people in my messages and in my wife's messages telling us they want to murder us, and then me responding because I've reached my threshold of not giving a fuck, and me just straight up saying you're go end your life. I'm the bad guy. So instead of my talent agency, the agency is supposed to take the creator's side, siding with me, doing some research. They're gonna side with the mob, the people, the NPCs, the psychopaths on Twitter that want to behead their creators. That's who they want to side with. But back when I
Is this all... Do I need to pull up the Casey-tron tweet? I feel like I'm gonna need to pull up the Casey-tron tweet. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna need to pull up the Casey-tron tweet. Yeah, that one. Yeah. 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 Mm-hmm. 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 I don't feel safe looking at Casey Tron's page, so we'll get this one going. Let me just see over here. Let me just see over here. All right. We got the nice. You think she wrote this between bong rips? Probably, right? Yeah.
signs, it seemed like they didn't care about bending the knee to the mob. It seems like they were building an agency full of creators that will never bend the knee, that actually have an opinion of their own, that have a voice of their own. But it looks like now that they've gathered all of that attention to clout off of creators like myself, Tectone, Asmongold, Nux, Kirsch. Now that they got all of that attention, now they want to bend the knee. Now they just want to work with the safe creators, the VTubers that don't have a voice of their own, by the way. Because the VTubers with a voice of their own, well, they're being beheaded too. You know, you have people like this pedophile on Twitter that constantly, not even every single day, but every single hour, tweets about trans kids. They're obsessed with children. They're obsessed with children's private parts. Tweeting something like this to Kirsch, you're next. So I respond, you're not a girl, you'll never be a girl, you'll forever be a man and a pedophile. They side with people like this. I want to read this tweet real quick because I feel like it summarizes this perfectly. Fascinating given the timing. Very fascinating that we're still doing guilt by association in 2026. Very, very fascinating. This comes after a fat little piggy who recently settled out of court, put what looks like a harassment call to Mythic. Listen, I don't care what you think of Asmongold. This isn't a video of me defending Asmongold. That's not my point. That's not the point of any of this. My point is, why as an agency, why are you protecting the mob? The people that want to behead your creators, the creators that give you a job, that make you money. Why are you choosing to be on the side of people that don't fucking matter? You can represent the controversial creators like me, like Asmon, like Nux. It's not hurting your pockets. It's not hurting your reputation. Who cares? You get some woke psychopaths on Twitter upset that you're working with these people. They don't matter anymore. We don't live in a world where they matter. But you removing people like me, people like Asmon, people like Nux, people like Kirsch, just shows who you're siding with. I thought we were done with this bullshit of letting these woke fucking retards online dictate the world. And by the way, what this tweet is talking about is Casey-tron, somebody that is clearly a terrible piece of garbage that is going going after Asmongold, that is going after people's sponsors, and it's actually working. Oh, wait a minute, but if you're Hassan, it's completely fine because you're on the right side of politics. You'll be friends with Ludwig, you'll be at the Streamer Awards, you'll get the sponsorships, you'll have your agency. It's because you had the safe opinion. You have the Free Palestine in your bio. He/him, everybody. Wow, you're so brave, stunning and brave. Fuck ICE. Oh my god, well, it's that easy. Maybe if I want to be back on Mythic, that's all I gotta put. I gotta put a fucking pronoun or a flag in my bio. So I want to make this clear. I never needed Mythic talent. I never needed a talent agency. What they were able to give me, the time I've been with them, has been maybe 3 to 5% of my income. It's little money on the side. I never depended on them. Maybe.
And this is the kind of like, I think most creators should be striving for this. A balance of the sponsor money is nice, but it's like a supplement. It's like a bonus on top of what you already have. But if you're in a situation where you have to get sponsors, to be able to sustain your lifestyle, then you are, I'm just going to be honest, I feel like you're living a very stressful life as a content creator. How was I not subbed before? Wait, that's surprising. I thought I was. Maybe something happened. No, I definitely was before. That's crazy. But yeah, it's like, if you rely entirely on sponsors for your income, you're in a bit of a pickle. Let me just say that. And think about it this way. That's why most creators are recommended to have a YouTube channel. Right? A YouTube channel where, right, you take your videos from stream. Then you have stream income. Then you have YouTube income. And then you're pretty much set. You're pretty much good to go. Unfortunately, there are some people where they only have one or the other. And the end result is that they effectively have some sort of like gag order going on.
Maybe that's why I'm not really sad. I'm more angry. I'm not even angry at them just kicking me out. I'm angry at this direction they're choosing to go in. Because I thought we were done with this bullshit. I thought we were done letting these people have a voice. I thought we were done bending the knee to these motherfuckers. But I feel like everything is going backwards now. I thought this was the cool agency. I was talking with my wife about this morning. I'm like, you can even work with these creators privately. You don't have to publicize that you're working with them. Just make the money off of them and get them sponsorships. You don't have to advertise that you're working with Nicholas Light or Asmongold. Just do it secretly at this point. My problem is, we were bringing in sponsorships. It's not that nobody wanted to work with us. It's that Mythic talent no longer wanted to work with us. Now we're seen as brand risks in the direction that they're choosing to move in. And the direction that they're choosing to move in is on the floor on their fucking knees. My entire
I guess this is the direction that they want to move in. Yes. Hey, cool.
entire time at Mythic Talent, I talked to one guy, and to that one guy, you know who you are. You were great. I won't say your name, but you were great. And I really wish you a happy, successful life. But what happened to me, what's happening with these other creators, it's just fucked up. It's fucked up on so many levels. By removing creators like me, the creators that get
I'm just gonna be honest. Yeah, this whole stance by Mythic over here looks really bad. When this is shit that happened literally, 3 weeks ago. Yeah, this happened 3 weeks ago when he uploaded this video, and I'm not gonna lie, it's not a good look. That is not a good look for this to have happened 3 weeks ago with absolutely no consequence at all. At least no publicly stated consequence at all. And then seeing, you know, that you're dropping people like this. Could it be because right wing in the USA is going down with Iran's war and Mythic now wants to go full left wing CCs? Well, if that's the stance they want to take, I guess the false accusation part of their business is stronger than ever. So yeah.
get so much shit on Twitter constantly. You are giving fuel to the mob. You're giving fuel to the death threats. They're all celebrating right now. Yeah, base Mythic, base Mythic. All the people that were trying to find where I live, that were commenting on my wife's wedding pictures, telling her to die, that they're gonna find where we live and they're gonna murder us. You just gave them what they wanted. All because you have no backbone. You have no spine. And it sucks because I thought Mythic Talent was that one place, that one agency that just didn't care. Because all these other agencies, they're just as bad. So like I said, not having an agency, I'm completely fine with that. I'd say 98% of my career I've been by myself. I've made all my money by myself. All the sponsorships I've had were by myself, except for 2025 when I was getting maybe 2 to 3 sponsorships a month. But compared to how good I was doing on YouTube and Patreon and Twitch, what I made through my agency was only about 5% of the income of a year. You know, if you're a sponsor, an agency, or just a person that won't bend the knee, you have morals, you stick with those morals, you don't give a fuck about making these fake friends online. I want you to take this moment to really realize how rare of a person you are. You're genuinely a good person, despite what the internet may say. You know how many people
like I said before, guys, there's very, very, very few of like those self-sustaining content creators out there right now. I can't actually, I think it's like me, Nick, Tech, and I think that's it in that's it in like the gacha and gacha adjacent space. I don't think anyone else can do that. Yeah, no, definitely. Gotcha Smack. I think Smack takes on. I think Smack does YouTube as a side thing with a lot of sponsors. Yeah, Smack does YouTube as a side thing. I would not say that like it would. It's definitely like this is like no shot to Smack, right? Smack takes on a lot of sponsors, right? And I think he's admitted to it. Like his strategy is to go for like the sponsor approach, 1,000,000%, right? I think he stated that multiple times. And if Smack went full time CC, I think he'd be self-sustaining, but he's not. Right? He's not. That's just like a fact. Brax has a lot of sponsors too, and he's definitely like toned down on like the content that he's been doing. Jenna is 1,000,000% sponsored because he doesn't upload YouTube videos. Yeah. Yeah, no, Jenna does not have a YouTube channel. Fob does a lot of sponsors too. Mr. Pokey does a shit ton of sponsors as well. Yeah, shit ton of sponsors as well. Yeah, no, there's not really a lot. Not really a lot. Not really a lot, no. I think it truly does depend on how, yeah, like I said before, what percentage of your income comes from sponsors. Fob does a lot of sponsors, but he does okay on YouTube. Okay, you know what? Let me just double check that for a second, just because that's let me just see if my lie detector is going off over here. Yeah, my lie detector is sort of going off over here. I mean, it's definitely better than before. Yeah, it's definitely better than before, but I'm not gonna go ahead look at this and say that this is particularly great. Yeah, he's uploaded some weird videos. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. What is going on over here? What is that? What is that, bro? React to that video. No, I don't want to watch that. Like this is what I mean is I don't understand how you got people that are streaming every day and they can't upload at least one video every day from stream. Like, just what are we doing here? And this is why these people will never be separated from sponsors. This is why they'll never be separated, is because they don't try. Because, I mean, like, I don't know how else to view this other than they're just not even trying. And that's just kind of like a little sad, right? It's a little sad once you think about it. They don't even try. Bro, I'm already seeing a month ago. Bro, that's the 5th video on the page and it says a month ago. That just means you're not even trying. Why did he make that last video? Wasn't Enfield doing great? Nobody's uploading Enfield videos anymore, man. That's just a fact. I am the one that has been uploading every single Enfield video from like the entire space in like the past 2 days. Yeah, man, it's all me. Literally, I am carrying the weight of the entire community. Check Enfield Google Trends. I mean, they're at fucking rock bottom as always, bro. I mean, they're in the fucking piss. We all know that. I actually have it bookmarked. There you go. Once again, at the lowest level seen since pre-launch. Yeah. Yeah, since pre-launch, lowest levels ever seen. It was higher before the game released. Yep, it was higher 5 days before the game came out. How is it that low? Because the game sucks dick. Because the game is not fucking good right now. It's hot garbage.
The Arc910 filled misinformation right now is absolutely crazy. Everyone that plays a 3-day sign-in on a video you can see on screen right now.
Yeah, this is just Styx. So this is the situation over here. Styx is not necessarily wrong here. He's saying that some people are conflating this dog shit sign-in event. I think Styx even says multiple times, this thing is trash, right? I think he says multiple times in this short, it's fucking garbage. But he's saying that people are conflating that dog shit sign-in event to this actual one that's going to be in 1.1. I don't know who's actually doing that, but yeah, I don't think he's wrong here in clarifying that, but he might be overstating how many people are getting it mixed up. It's just, this is objectively dog shit. This is objectively dog shit, but you're going to have some retards on Twitter, right, that probably think that this is the actual sign-in event. He says it's good. Nah, I'm pretty sure he says, like, this is not really that much.
Videos and even on streams is that this is a login event for 1.1. This is the login event for 1.1. But that's not the case.
Nah, it's not. It's just it's a pre-1.1 login. Yeah. Yeah, it's a pre-1.1 login. So, nah, I don't think he's wrong for making this one, but,
being spread.
I feel like he should have shown the tweets or the streams that he's referencing over here that are, I guess, showing the misinfo. Yeah, that's my take on it. I think he should have showed some of the tweets or at least the stream segments that he's talking about over here, to actually breathe some more life into whatever issue he's talking about. My stance has been, this shit is so insultingly bad, they should have just not put it in the fucking game, because it's pathetic as hell. Yeah, it's like, this shit is embarrassing. Like, it is embarrassing that this has, like, its own UI, its own menu, like, its own tab in the fucking event center. Yeah. Yeah, I think it was this tweet. Yeah, he calls it a bonus sign-in reward. I mean, it's not like this is necessarily wrong ever. I mean, maybe he should have put pre-1.1. I don't fucking care, right? At this point, we're like talking about like minor wording semantics, and if that's where we're going, I don't give a shit. Right? I've always said I'm not a semantics Andy, and anyone that tries to get me to be a semantics Andy, I'll tell you to just like go fucking, just like, I don't care. Like, at this point, this is like, if this is the example, then like we're choosing to be offended here, and we're looking for any reason to be mad. Right? Like, if you're looking for a reason to be mad, I don't really want to engage with you, because you're not being rational, are you? That's my take. That's my take on the issue. So, yes, there's a reason why, guys, nobody wants to make Enfield content. It's because it's a surefire way to nuke your channel. Because why would you make content for a game that nobody wants to currently watch? That's a pretty retarded thing to do, right? Most people would agree that's a pretty dumb fucking thing to do. I think I forgot to do my dailies yesterday, and I don't care. Wait, is it Sunday? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm probably going to miss my weekly again. I don't care. Just because the game is so bad. And that's just a fact. The game's not good. The game's not good. And if you keep trying to say it's good, then you're just lying to yourself, because it's not good. Like, I don't know how you get numbers like this unless the game is bad. What 1.2 will save the game? Hopefully, yeah. Alright. Let's see if there's anything else in here.
This news that I was let go from Mythic. You're a terrible person. You're a horrible person. Meanwhile, I'm in Japan, and somebody just told me that their deaf brother watches me, and it got him through depressing times. My videos got him through depressing times. When this whole situation with Chibi Reviews happened, with him almost ending his life because of a terrible fucking situation he was in, people reached out to me saying thank you for helping Chibi because it helped me as well. Whenever you talk about these social anxiety issues or these depression, stress issues, it helps me get through things. Your content helped me get through shit. That's what I do it for. That's how I know I'm a good person. Because I call somebody a retard, or I'm at my absolute highest limit because I'm sick of these people in my DMs and my messages just attacking me relentlessly, and I finally answered them, calling them a straight up just because I say a slur that everybody most likely has said in their life and probably has said today. I'm the bad guy. I'm just not afraid to be myself on camera. Who I am on camera is no different than who I am off camera. Maybe just my energy levels are at the maximum on camera, but personality-wise, my thoughts, how I feel about things.
I read the rest of Tectone's tweet this morning, so I was thinking about him.
Social issues, political issues, whatever, gender issues, sexuality, whatever. I tell y'all the truth. I am myself. I don't hide that away from anybody. I am completely fine with everybody until they have a problem with me. I never initiate this shit. I never instigate this shit. This all started when I just started my reaction channel, and people hated me right off the bat because I was too loud or I was missing things. I was getting death threats back then. So imagine now when I have a mind of my own.
I mean, right over here, right, is, bro's anime reacts were too spicy. My Enfield takes were too spicy. It is what it is, right? It's just a gradual level of escalation on all sides until shit gets crazy and, well, we start throwing around false accusations, right? That's just how it is in the Mythic space, ladies and gentlemen.
And I'm a little more free when I speak. Now it's Nicholas Light is rage baiting. Listen, I know this might sound crazy to a lot of people. I'm surprised I got let go. Because when I joined, I was controversial. A lot of people that were under Mythic were controversial. So color me shocked when I'm let go because I'm controversial. Isn't that fucking crazy? Oh yeah, guys, I'm good. I'm not sad. I'm just angry. I hate how we still live in this world where we have to cater towards this woke, retarded-ass mob. I can't stand them. But whenever something like this happens, there's an uprising. There's some sort of a revolution where creators come together that are dealing with the same problems and we find a solution to it. And I know there will be a solution to it. I'm going to continue doing what I've been doing since I started my YouTube career. Just making content, doing everything by myself. And if an opportunity knocks on my door, I'll take it. But I'm never going to depend on it. All I depend on at the end of the day is myself. And my wife, of course. You know, the wife that I'm celebrating my 1-year anniversary with. The same anniversary in which I got dropped from my talent agency. All right, y'all, let's get
All right, let me make sure I find the part that I need.
email. I was getting sponsors maybe 3-4 times a week with Mythic a few days ago, and I was dropped. Apparently nobody wants.
All right, here we go. Yep, I think this is a good part for us to play. Okay, I've gotten all the glue that I need. Yeah, guys. So, we've got a debt that needs to be repaid, ladies and gentlemen. We got a debt that needs to be repaid. Because I've seen what Mythic allows their creators to get away with in the past. Yeah, I've seen what they're allowed to get away with. Oh, dearie me. Oh, dearie me. You wanna know one thing I'm super glad about? I am so glad I didn't sign with Mythic. So glad. Because I definitely hit every single one of their criteria when it comes to actually getting signed by them in the first place, and I chose to go with somebody else. Yeah, I'm very happy about that. Yeah, it seems like this place is going to implode within the next 6 months. I genuinely think they're going to implode within the next 6 months. Yeah. Isn't your agency literally silent? This is the thing. My agency is just like professional. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, my agency just yeah, puts their heads down and like does some work. And currently, right, haven't gotten a lot of sponsors, right, in the past month. Nobody has. Yeah, that's the thing. Haven't got a lot in the last month. Who has? Show me who's getting sponsored in the last month. Show me who got sponsored in February or January. There's just not really deals. Yeah, there's just not really deals in February or January. That's kind of the truth of the matter. You know, Feet. Yeah, they actually offered to sponsor a tournament and stuff. But, yeah. I've seen them doing WWM sponsors. Yeah, that one is... Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you over here. I don't know if I would do that one. I don't know if I would do that one, if I'm frankly being honest. All right. Enfield and CZ. If Enfield wasn't doing sponsors, that would be surprising because the game just came out, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. I need to go take a piss. Then we'll BRB. Then we're gonna get right into this shit. Yes, sirree. It's time. It's time. Let's get this shit started. Chat, I have a favor. I have a favor to ask. Though it's not really too much of a favor now that I think about it, because you do it unprompted. Can you spam the chat with gay? Yeah, just like spam the chat with it real fast. It's gonna be for the intro. Yeah, it's gonna be for the intro. All right. Good mythical morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Saint, and I'm joined by my amazing chat in the top right corner. And we've got ourselves quite a situation on our hands today, featuring none other than a talent agency that appears to be a bit underwater due to some ongoing controversy. And that's going to be none other than Mythic Talent over here. We're hearing a lot of news about certain creators, certain personalities like Asmon Gold, as well as Nicholas Light, who have had some issues with some of their professional relationships with the company and have actually been dropped. And so I think that this is going to be an awesome opportunity for me to investigate what's going on as somebody who's been, keeping up with the issue over the past couple of days, and also an opportunity for me to see some potential debts repaid in the space. Because, of course, Mythic is a talent agency where some of their creators have been allowed to say some very, very, very interesting things about me. And it just so turns out that, well, there are some creators getting dropped for their behavior. I want to see how it compares to the actions of other creators under Mythic. You're going to have Mr. Pokey over here, who basically just made these thumbnails about me, and I guess he faced absolutely no consequence at all. So we got to see firsthand, right, what's allowed, what isn't, and who's actually in the wrong when it comes to this entire situation. So the biggest piece of news that I think kind of like broke a hole in this dam and is causing everything to go crazy was this announcement over here. We have spoken with Asmon Gold and mutually agreed to part ways. Mythic represents creators from a wide range of backgrounds and perspectives, and we are committed to fostering an environment grounded in respect and responsibility. I guess thumbnails like this are respectful and responsible. Their words, not mine. We remain focused on supporting our creators and continuing our mission to help them build sustainable, long-term careers. And so this is definitely an announcement, right? That definitely shook the entire content creation space, because as we all know, Mythic Talent was actually an agency that was co-founded by Asmongold themselves way back. You see this article is from 2023, and it's been something where, you know, he's been, I assume, one of the most active investors, well, throughout the 2-3+ years this organization has been, you know, has been alive. And so with that in mind, there is some potential like misinformation that we want to get handled right off of the bat. I do believe that Asmongold is actively presented by, when it comes to like certain like brand deals and stuff like that, I'm sure he's actually presented by like represented by Knight Media. So I'm not necessarily sure if this is more of just like an optics thing to, I don't know, address the fact that Caseytron is out here essentially putting a target on both the back of Mythic Talent creators and then also their brands, and they're just trying to go ahead, right, and, well, separate the sort of connection while these attacks are ongoing. That's something that could be an explanation for it, and it's pretty clear that Caseytron herself has decided, hey, I'm gonna take some credit for this one. They knew my ass wasn't gonna let up. Nail painting emoji. But in all seriousness, that man should not be representing anyone. Do you think she wrote this tweet in between bong rips? I don't know. I think that might have been, yeah, I don't know. How many bong rips do you think were involved in the creation of this tweet? I don't particularly know. I think at least like 3 or 4. I think at least 3 or 4. Maybe a couple of celebratory, maybe a couple of celebratory joints as well. But that's the ongoing situation when it comes to Asmongold, right? And this is a controversy that's occurring right off of the back of a reveal from Mythic Talent themselves that they've investigated an issue with them skimming payments and or outright scamming their talent. Mythic is aware of public statements made by a former talent, Grimmy, regarding payment discrepancies. We take her allegations seriously and have conducted a thorough review of our records. Let's just go ahead and take a look at the timing real fast. This was 11:55, March 7, 2026. About 8 hours after they made this tweet separating themselves from Asmongold. So I do think it's a rather interesting timing for them to go for the Asmongold play first, and then start investigating these other issues after that. Because, well, here, all we see are the details from Mythic. But here, we actually get to see, 1 day ago, right, the actual allegations. And I'm not going to read into these too much, because essentially it's just talking about the fact that a 5% difference over here of an original 2,100 was taken off, about 100 from there. And then after Grimmy had a conversation with Mythic, saying that they found out from the publisher what the total amount was, she was apparently given the additional 100 that, well, she didn't actually receive. So this is kind of like how it works, right? Imagine you're like buying groceries for somebody in your house. And you just open the bag, you just open the jar of peanut butter a little bit, right? And you just skim a little bit off the top, and then you kind of like smooth it out. It doesn't look like anything was taken. That appears to be what Mythic is getting accused of over here. And it is quite interesting, right? From the reveal right here, that they gave back the money that was apparently skimmed after she reached out to A, the publisher first, and then B, Mythic Talent afterwards. You know, making sure that she had her proof and everything. Well done by her, but it's also very interesting that that's something she had to do in the first place. And apparently, there was a second situation as well. Except this time, she didn't get the money back. There was just an additional fee because of an outside marketing agency. Weird. And the key things are, Mythic refuses to show her the actual negotiation documents between Mythic and the publishers after requested. Only the contract that was signed. And she apparently has many more examples of this behavior, and I believe from multiple publishers. But this was the only publisher that gave her permission to show evidence on stream and publicize it. These aren't the only incidents. And this is where stuff starts getting a little bit suspicious, right? Because you have this damage control tweet by Mythic over here, right? Clearly damage control. But we got Sheaf GG. Another, I believe, former Mythic talent. I had a similar experience with Mythic. Straight up lied to about what the sponsor was offering, and it took me talking to the sponsor themselves to find out. Not surprised to see this. And they're saying that, like, their team that handles these negotiations, they're like used car salesmen. They're former used car salesmen, 100%. That's not looking particularly good. I imagine there's potentially going to be a lot more creators. There's potentially going to be a lot more creators that come out with similar accusations like this. That's a lot of drama. That's a lot of drama for a talent agency where all you're supposed to be doing is just managing deals between creators and sponsors. But that's a lot of shit they've managed to get themselves up to in the last 48 hours. I think that's fair to say. But it also turns out, guys, that's not it. There's more. While on vacation for my 1-year anniversary with my wife, we've got Nicholas Light over here. Mythic Talent, my talent agency, has parted ways with me as well. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, while Nicholas Light, a very, very, very popular creator, right, with a ton of subscribers on YouTube, hundreds of K worth of views on his videos, and of course, a regular CCV of about 2,000 on his live streams, he was dropped by Mythic Talent too. If you watch my content, I barely had sponsors over the past few years, so this isn't really much of a difference, but I find the timing of this to be hilarious. And from his take over here, they only want to work with liberals and creators with safe opinions now, and I don't want to be associated with people that bend the knee. It isn't a loss for me, it's a win. And so this is the situation, right? There seems to be a bit of a public opinion right now that Mythic is trying to be a lot more brand friendly, is trying to be a lot more PC, despite the fact that Mythic has essentially been known for in the past of being like that organization for controversial creators that are going to say controversial things. And I do find it interesting that we're seeing so many creators dropped for levels of controversy, right? When this is something that apparently Mythic signed off on. Yes, Mr. Pokey, when he made these thumbnails, apparently he had communicated with Mythic Talent beforehand and got their approval to release content like this. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we've got the proof of that. Content where he's making a guide on me and my kit, right? And my kit involves blackmail. That's my artifact, my equipment set. My light cone is, doing something in Minecraft. That's my light cone. And then my weapon. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is Blazing Justice, Zani's signature weapon in Wuthering Waves. My weapon is, maybe he's saying rate. Yeah, maybe he's saying rate. Yeah, maybe that's not supposed to be a P. That's actually supposed to be a T, but I wonder why he censored it, right? That's my light cone. And he made multiple versions of it, right? Yeah, except this one, it says, the accusations here are racist, blackmail, Minecraft, homophobic, and, of course, that big one. And the biggest lettering possible. And so you might be saying, there is no way that Mythic Talent, right, an organization that's so upfront and center about being righteous, right, about being on the front lines and dropping controversial creators who say bad things like Nicholas Light, there's no way that Mythic Talent would approve of this shit, right? Oh, wait. But we got a clip. Yeah, we got a segment over here. Let's listen to what Mr. Pokey had to say regarding one of my tweets where I wanted to publicize the actions he was taking, right? The thumbnails he was making. There's actually a third one over here. Yeah, I didn't even show that one, but that's another bonus that he has, right? Mythic Talent, are thumbnails like these about other creators without any proof or evidence, accusing them of horrific crimes, all to cover up for their own wrongdoings? Is that something you support from your affiliated creators? And we've got confirmation from Pokey. Yeah, that is allowed. So let's listen to this, boys.
Do you think, Sandones, that before I started this campaign, that has been in the preparation for, I don't know, God knows how long, do you think I would not have told Mythic Talent?
So he's admitting over here he communicated with Mythic Talent about what he was going to do. Yeah. He just admitted to it.
That, hey, there's gonna be this schizo guy coming in very soon.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I wonder what it could possibly be. Keep a lookout.
So me saying that I don't think thumbnails like this are particularly that good, that must make me the schizo. Yeah, guys, I guess this is the take, right? If you're not comfortable with thumbnails like this being made about you with absolutely no proof or evidence that you've done these things, you're the schizo.
Do you think my talent is? You'll be like, oh yeah, we know. They know about your ass and
So you're saying that you're basically now saying, Mr. Pokey, Mythic knew everything about me and everything that you were doing and signed off on this. That's what I would assume from that clip that you decided to, well, that's the clip that we have, right? It sounds like that's exactly what you're saying.
they literally know who you are, which is shocking, by the way.
Uh-huh.
My talent agency literally knows this guy.
Yeah, they do. And do they know what you're saying about me with no proof or evidence? So you've just admitted Mythic Talent, again, knew everything you were doing and approved of this. That's rough. And I'm going to be honest, it's rough for info like this to come out when Mythic's already in so much shit right now, right? Yeah, it's a little bit rough for stuff like this to come out. Now we have knowledge that Mythic gave you permission to make those thumbnails about me. Or at least that's the natural implication that a lot of people are going to get from this segment over here.
So, I would believe, Mr. Zandones, you can try, right? You can try the brigade. You can try to cry, right? Make a public video, right? Make a public, ooh, cancel Mr. Bogey on this tab.
Obviously, Mr. Pokey could just be lying here. Mr. Pokey could just be making stuff up. But I'm gonna be real. That doesn't make Mythic look particularly good, right? That doesn't make Mythic look particularly that good at all. Especially when you see all of the stuff that they're currently up to and the fire that they're under right now. But there's more. There's more. We got a segment here from Nicholas Light's video regarding his dropping for Mythic Talent that I wanted to share as well to give us a little bit more insight as to how they've been treating certain creators. Let's go ahead. Let's hear this out.
I'm going to be loaded with sponsors. Everybody's going to want to work with Nicholas Light. It turns out nobody wanted to work with Nicholas Light. Or at least that's what I thought. Because
It just so turns out that Nick might have been ostracized by Mythic while he was signed with them. And they just decided, even though he was getting sponsor offers, they just wouldn't communicate them over to him and they wouldn't further engage with them.
I had a phone call with Mythic a few days ago and I was dropped. Apparently nobody wants to work with me because of my drama, because of my controversy, and because I say slurs, because I say retard, and I called somebody a Oh, so that's why I haven't gotten sponsors in the past 60 days. But here's the funny part, guys.
And this is where it gets really bad, right? Because at first glance, what you're hearing sort of does make sense, right? Like the brands don't want to work with the PR risk. But then listen to this.
My personal email, I was getting sponsors maybe 3-4 times a week from actual sponsorships. So is it the sponsors that don't want to work with me, or is it that you, Mythic Talent, don't want to work with me?
And that's what it seems like, right? It seems like Mythic Talent was getting the sponsored offers and was simply not engaging with them further because it was Nicholas Light.
Because I'm talking with the sponsors. I'm getting myself sponsorships. I was flown out to Anime Expo in LA last year to cover a Gacha Akuta Tokyo Ghoul booth. I got that for myself. They gave me over $10,000 to go on that trip. Mythic Talent wasn't involved at all. So why is it that I could get the cool, fun sponsorships that I'm told nobody wants to work with me on, but they couldn't get it for me? It's always, oh, there was no response, or I get no response from Mythic about it. Something's a little fishy here, and it ain't sushi because I'm in Japan.
Remember, they dropped Nick in the middle of his anniversary. And I'm pretty sure he said that they knew he was on his anniversary. And so, guys, this is the reality over here. I guess Nick got dropped for saying a no-no word. Right? That's essentially the reasoning that we're getting. Nick is getting dropped for having controversial opinions and saying certain no-no words. But I guess false accusations in your thumbnails are 100% okay. Yeah. I guess this and that's just okay. I guess this is what Mythic finds acceptable. This is what Mythic allows their content creators to do. But whatever Nick was doing, whatever Asmon Gold was doing, none of that stuff is okay. But this is. Dude, it's kind of crazy, right? I made this tweet on February 11th. It's March 8th right now. Who thought that we'd be able to revisit this? Who thought that we'd be able to revisit this in such a spectacular manner? And who thought that Mr. Pokey's own words regarding this incident would only further incriminate Mythic even more when they're already in so much shit? Not looking very good, is it? That's looking a bit rough, isn't it? Because I'm of this take, right? I'm not necessarily for the support of people getting dropped like this. But if people are going to get dropped like this, I want to see people getting dropped for shit like this. If they're going to drop him for whatever went on around here, I want to see people getting dropped for stuff like this. Otherwise, Mythic Talent might be some of the biggest goddamn hypocrites we've ever seen in the talent agency management space before. But hey, right? Is it that surprising at all that the talent agency of one of the biggest hypocrites in the space is also extremely hypocritical as well? Fork found in kitchen, as they do say, right, ladies and gentlemen? Fork found in kitchen. Remember that this is what Mythic approved of, at least according to the words of Mr. Pokey. They signed off on this. They knew in advance that this was happening. And those are Mr. Pokey's own words himself. That's a bit rough, isn't it? That's not a good look, is it? Yeah.
These motherfuckers. Oh, and by the way, they knew I was on my anniversary trip. This all happened within the same week of my anniversary trip. The agency that puts their creators first. The agency that looked like they would help people out that don't bend the knee, that don't cater to the mob and actually have a voice. But now it seems like anybody that has a voice, they don't want to work with. We have spoken with Asmongold and
So that's just him covering the Asmongold stuff. I just wanted to play that short segment from the video, and there you'll also get the confirmation that, yeah, they're also getting the confirmation, ladies and gentlemen, that they dropped him while he was on vacation. And so, it's kind of wild that all of this is coming to a head like this. And naturally, some may view me as opportunistic when it comes to addressing this issue that I have with Mr. Pokey and his past thumbnails only after news like this has occurred. But the reality is that I have personally viewed Mythic Talent as one of the most spineless agencies on the planet due to their inaction in this circumstance over here. And I have yearned for the opportunity to hold this group of, I'm just going to be honest, fucking clowns from what I'm seeing over here responsible. Because they seem to be under this impression that they can just, I don't know, blame everything on the creators at this point. Blame everybody who they've signed, excise them, and then apparently get away with everything scot-free. My take is going to be this. I don't think it's going to be that easy for this organization, especially after the news regarding how you approved of this, either implicitly or explicitly, who knows, and the creator involved is suffering no consequences at all. And after hearing that you've been apparently restricting sponsors, hurting the income of creators just because maybe somebody on your team doesn't like them, and then you're allowing shit like this, well, maybe the take used car salesman 100%, maybe that's not very inaccurate at all. So yeah, we'll see what actions Mythic decides to take in the future. We'll see what type of response this organization is going to have now that they're actually in some hot water, and they might potentially be held accountable for the first time in their operational business. We'll just have to see though, because right now this looks really bad. This looks really bad. This looks really bad. But maybe they don't care. Oh, wait. They do because they got bullied by fucking Caseytron. Yeah, maybe they do because they clearly, evidently, managed to get bullied by Caseytron. Of all people. This was a literal side quest that she went on in between bong rips, and you catered to this. That's one of the most pathetic things I think I've ever fucking seen. And you should be made the laughingstocks of the space. You got mogged by Caseytron. How? That's so pathetic, it's unbelievable. So like I said before, you should be the laughingstocks of the space for quite a while moving on from here. This shit is pathetic. Let me know what you all thought. Peace out. Bro, imagine getting mogged by Caseytron. She's currently coughing at this very moment. She's still high from the celebrations of yesterday. Yes, sirree. Alrighty, let me get that Mythic video up and running. Yes, sirree. It's a fun time in content creation, ladies and gentlemen. It's a fun time in content creation. Did you see the H3 video where he counts it? I think it's like 40 rips, right? It's something like that. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, he individually counts each bong rip. It's a lot of them. It is a lot of them for sure. A massive amount, actually, if we're frankly going to be honest. Wait. Wait, we got something crazy going on over here, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, we got something crazy going on here, ladies and gentlemen. There's official confirmation,
we got
guys.
something crazy going.
There's official confirmation that Mr. Pokey's viewership has been watching this stream. There's official confirmation Mr. Pokey's audience has been watching the stream. I wonder how much they enjoyed that starting segment. I wonder how much they enjoyed that starting segment. And I'm not going to lie. Oh, we're at 861 right now? Hey, I'm going to be real, man. Hitting this much when I'm on mainstream stuff, not even a gacha game, just on mainstream stuff, I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I'm pretty happy with a number like this when I'm on mainstream stuff. Like, just not even, like, related to gacha. Oh, we got 840 on YouTube, too. So this is, what is this, 1.6k CCV currently? Yeah, we have 840 on YouTube as well, so we're at, like, 1.6k. Yeah, no, I'm pretty happy with that when it's non-gacha content. Yeah, when it's non-gacha content, like, the whole day. Yeah, I'm pretty cool with that, to be honest. Looks good to me. Looks good to me. What absolute jokers, bro. Anyways, always good to pull back up that thumbnail again, right? Always good to pull that up again. Oh my gosh, I forgot to add this segment as well. And as a bit of a bonus, Mythic Talent has also been under fire for a previous controversy that they had about 2 months ago, where apparently they convinced their talents, probably due to the fact that, once again, the used car salesman allegations, they were pushing their talents to advertise like a scam website. I'm not entirely sure if that's factually completely 100% accurate, but yeah, apparently all the shit regarding it was, like, erased, so I do have to imagine that there was something a little bit stinky going on over here. Ironic how getting dropped by Mythic might be the best thing that's happened to certain content creators. Yeah, right, like, it's just ironic. Getting dropped by Mythic might actually have been a good thing, because I wouldn't want to be associated with a public brand that's just been doing stuff that looks this shady. And is trying to cover the tracks. Let's be real here. Do you want to be represented by these guys? Probably not, man. Yeah. All right. There we go. Yep. These types of people should be held accountable. You'd hope. You'd hope, but they likely won't. They likely won't. We'll find out. 75 stream watch streak? Dude, that's actually, you probably hold the record currently. Does anyone have more than 75? I don't think anyone has more than 75. 75 is wild. 75 crazy. I got 134. Okay, never mind. That's higher. Yeah, 134 is higher. Get fucked. Damn, all y'all get a job. Easier said than done, man. Bro, do you know the number of people that have, like, college degrees and are, like, cashiers right now? I'm gonna be so for real with you, man. Yeah, there's a lot of people with college degrees that are working as cashiers right now, man. Hey, become a waiter, guys. Hey, I'm just gonna be honest. If you're struggling to find work, become a waiter. You'll learn on the job how to talk to people so you can get good tips. Yep, you'll learn how to talk to people so you get big tips And then you'll do better on your future interviews. I'm not joking. Go work at a restaurant. Go work at a restaurant and learn how to talk to people. That'll probably be the best thing you can do. That'll probably be the best thing that you can do. Yep. Don't waiters get paid by customers instead of managers? Exactly. You want to know how you get paid as a waiter? By talking good. By talking good. What if tips are almost exclusively an American thing? Then go, go fuck yourself. Yeah, what do you want me to say, man? Wait, what do you want me to say, dude? There's not too much I can do, right? There's not too much I can really do there. Yeah, you're just out of luck, man. Hey, I don't know. Go become an electrician. Go become a plumber. I don't know. All right. We've got another video that we're going to be looking at right now. Another very, very, very solid one. And that's going to be, well, guys, some people try to gatekeep me a little bit. And what better fun way for us to address the ongoing situation over here than to talk about, well, what's happened very recently in the channel's history. Let's talk a bit about what's going on over here. This will be a fun one. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back at it again with another situation. And we might as well start calling this a bit of a video series right now. Dumb tweets by dumb people, where I take the unintelligent ramblings of somebody on Twitter and I proceed to make money off of it. Because that's what we're going to be doing over here with this person over here, Pixel Witch. I'm not interested, or I'm not intending to play NTE. But hey, I need to talk about it. And you want to know why I need to talk about NTE? Because I heard Saint is going to be playing it. So you already know right off of the rip, this is not made by somebody in the NTE community. This is made by somebody with a rare disease that's becoming a lot more common called Saint Derangement Syndrome. And their Saint Derangement Syndrome is so powerful, they're at the point where they're attacking me like cross-game for a franchise they're not interested in. This is kind of built different, isn't it? This is actually wild. But if I was intending to play NTE, I would 100% doing the effort to keep this fucking piece of shit out of my community. One of the main reasons why woo-wah comedy, it's ironic that this is pronounced comedy, because that's what this tweet is at this point, has such a bad reputation is this grifting cancer cell. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I have been referred to as a grifting cancer cell. You deserve better than this. And the video over here is me saying, I'm playing NTE. And the first realization that you'll have if you actually take a look at this video, its comment section, and its statistics, is that, well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been extremely positively well received by the NTE community. This is after the brigade of downvotes that people have been, naturally going for when it comes to my content and my channel. That's a very, very, very good like ratio, especially as what they like to call, right? They're already accusing me of it here, right? I'm primarily a Wuthering Waves creator, and so if the idea was really true that I was just genuinely tribalistic, right? And only looking to shit on the game and stuff like that, and shit on any competition for Wuthering Waves, wouldn't this just have more downvotes? Especially knowing that I'm aggroing the entire Enfield community with this thumbnail. So, the claims are that I'm a giga tribalistic woo-wah player that just wants to see other games fail, but this video apparently has one of the most amazing like ratios ever, despite the fact that Enfield players are going to downvote it, and Woo-Wah players, who are comprised of most of my viewers, are supposed to downvote it as well. So why is this so positive? Oh, wait, it's because I'm giving the game a fair shake, because it legitimately looks like it's so much fucking better, right? It looks like it's so much fucking better than Enfield, it's crazy. That's why my pinned comment is this. Enfield 1.1 is the best advertisement NTE could have asked for, because my take has been pretty consistent across this entire time. And of course, hey, I'll pull it up again. Hey, make it 4 days in a row, motherfucker. Why do you think I keep pulling up this chart showing NTE search trends? Bro, this game is going down the fucking bucket. Like, bro, how this is embarrassing. It looks like a toilet bowl over here. It's at the lowest level of engagement on YouTube since before the game's release. Literally, 7 days before the game's release, it was more popular on YouTube. Always showing the chart, because this shit is crazy. Bro, this is impressive. This is the lowest engagement the game has ever had, and it is right before the 1.1 update that people were saying was gonna fix the game and make it amazing. But the reality of this is very simple, right? The game's in an awful state. And I'm saying that NTE has the most amazing opportunity, possibly in gacha history, to capitalize on the arrogance, greed, and ego of Hypergriff, because they know all the problems that are in this game. They've done 5 surveys. They have, and this is the best part of it all, they have a fucking returnee event in version 1.0 of the game. They know this shit is cooked. They know this shit is failing. And they decided not to put in actual changes for the 1.1 update. The player base thinks it's a fucking joke, and everyone's giving up on it. And as you can see, that's all the evidence you need. Because how does the game go down in popularity and engagement right after its live stream for 1.1 that had so many anticipated quality of life updates and fixes? Oh, wait, the fixes were dog shit, and the quality of life is dog shit, and the game looks like dog shit, so nobody wants to engage with it further. And that's just the truth on it. And so despite the fact that I've been somebody that's showing all the data points, that I've been somebody that's been showing all the numbers, and this one's really going to rustle your jimmies, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just augment this idea that Enfield is a steaming pile of dog shit with some more data. Y'all ready for this? I've only shown how pathetic this chart looks, right? Where we're already down to like triple-digit average viewers. What if I showed you this part of the data too? Wow, that's a lot of red. You're seeing the average streams go from 470 to 347 to 135 within a month. Gains of minus 60% across the board. Peak viewers literally getting Thanos snapped like 5 times in a row. And of course, going from 9.1k average to barely scraping 1.8. All in the span of, again, about 1.5 months. That's impressive once you think about it, right? That's actually pretty, that's not pretty, and it's not cool, but I'm still going to say pretty cool anyways, because I don't think anyone's ever seen a fall off like this ever before for a game. And you want to know the reality of this? Like I said before, I bring all the data. I show all the data points. I show all the proof to bolster why my stance is the right one. But the number one thing that these guys want to call me is a grifter. And so I decided, hey, why don't we use this as an opportunity, guys, to actually educate the gacha community as a whole, due to the fact that I've been canceled, apparently, right? You got one of my fan accounts over here, Steam Tontus. I feel like, unironically, Kuro hired this guy to replace Saint Tontus, as Saint is failing right now. Yeah, that's a video I uploaded this morning. Yeah, that's a video I uploaded this morning. So, yeah, as you can see, right, everyone's just saying shit about me. Everyone's just coming in with these wild claims. I'm a grifter. I'm failing. But I appear to have proof that negates almost... No, actually, not almost. Negates everything that these actual bums are fucking saying. So there you go. I think I've addressed my cancellation pretty adequately over here. And so, like I said before, why don't we use the rest of this video, right? The rest of these amazing statements made by these amazingly dumb people to actually tell you what grifting is, to actually tell you what failure looks like. And you probably already know where this is going to go. So let me go ahead. Let me actually start compiling a little bit of glue on the side. This will be a fun one. This will be a fun one. Don't worry. I guarantee it, brother. You're gonna really like this one. Wait a second. I need to, like, turn off streamer mode, but I can't. Urgh. Anyone got a picture of Cap with the returnee event? Yeah, anyone got a picture of Cap showing the returnee event on her screen? That shit is objectively hilarious. Dude, oh my gosh. Fucking streamer mode, bro. Alright, turn that off. Nah, I got it. I got it. I'm pretty sure I can find it. Dude, I hate Discord search settings. I'm gonna be honest over here. They're so fucking awful. It's unbelievable. All right. Looks like we do have a link, though. That's good. Looks like we do have a link, though. Oh, very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Okay, perfect. Perfect. And all I need to do is just grab a little bit of something else. All I need to do is just grab a little bit of something else. Where are we at? Where are we at? Where's the game first? Gotcha second. Ah, there we go. There we go. There we go. So, first things first, one of the big things that I've been called very frequently is a grifter. And the reality is this. A grifter is somebody who only latches onto a game when it's performing well algorithmically, right? And decides to make super positive content for absolutely no reason other than to just accumulate that audience and get views. Most of the time, most of the times, what's going to occur is that these individuals won't really engage with the game, will sometimes actively just lie about it, and obviously overstate how good the game is because they want to be seen as the positive CC. And the biggest example that I'll provide for you when it comes to this level of grifting is somebody like Captain Cabinets and Arknights Enfield. They're somebody that's been on the record making content, saying things, right? Like, oh, Arknights Enfield proves what a game before a gotcha really means. Game first, gotcha second. I enjoyed Arknights Enfield. That was a mistake. Everyone is wrong about Arknights Enfield, showing that 3.1 rating. The reality of the situation is that Captain Cabinets doesn't even play this fucking game. Yeah, no, there's so much proof, so much evidence out there of like how little she actually plays it. And the funniest way to find that out, guys, is just by looking up her UID. This was a screenshot taken at some point during 1.0 of Arknights Enfield. Last online 26 days and 19 hours ago. How do you make this many videos saying game first, gotcha second, you're not angry enough, you need to care, all of this garbage, when you literally quit the game before getting to Wu Ling. This means that A, she never unlocked endgame gear, she never touched the Wu Ling factory, has never interacted with like the fluid pump dynamics and all of that shit, and of course, didn't get anywhere close to even touching anything about the endgame. But we released all this content talking about how good Enfield is, how amazing it is, right? Everyone's wrong. Oh, were we? I'm sorry. Were we wrong? Or were you just grifting like fucking crazy, being overly positive about a game and a title that didn't deserve it? Oh, wait, no, there's the proof that you fucking were, because you quit the game like a week into launch. That's just a fact. You legitimately completely quit and put down the game a week into its launch. That's just crazy, right? That's just nuts. And she quit the game for so long, guys. She's eligible for the returnee event that they released in 1.0 because they know a fuck ton of people be quitting the game too because the game is some dog shit. Bro, she was eligible for the returnee event that requires you to quit the game for longer than 21 days. Game first, gotcha second. Game first, gotcha second. How do you even say this and then quit the game for this long? What is this? Sorry, that's just Steed Bun X being a weirdo on his Discord. So I mean, you can throw this in if you want, but yeah, my ops are weirdos. That's just who could have guessed that happening. Anyways, that's example A of grifting, guys. She is farming for the returnee event. What? Oh shit! Oh, the guys, Captain Cabinets. She's going for the second returnee event now. She got to Wu Ling and then quit the game again. I'm not gonna lie. I think she found out the best way to play this game. Bro, wait, like, the way that I've described this is very simple. This is like, the reveal of this is like shitting your pants publicly at the gym, right? Like, you just been like bragging about how physically fit you are and everything, and then the second you like go to the squat rack, you just like shit your pants, like all of it. It's like super bad. That is what the reveal is when you say game first, gotcha second, and then quit for about 27 days. Usually, after shitting your pants like this, you wouldn't come back to the game, right? Because you've already kind of tarnished your reputation as a CC, and you have outed yourself as one of the biggest grifting rats in the space. But she came back in like the same pants that she shit herself in at the gym, just came back, and then like this returnee event is like the scarlet letter of grifting. And not even within like, did she even play for more than a week before quitting again? I don't even think she played for longer than a week before quitting again. That's impressive. And I think the main takeaway from this is the sheer lack of shame involved with grifting this hard. Usually, actions like this, proof like this, a record like this would inspire a level of shame in you as a person, and you would, I don't know, put in more effort when you go into it again, round 2. But no, she's just already quit again, and it's like, is she on 6 days already? She only was able to get 5 levels, and then she felt the need to quit again? I guess this game is just so good that you get satisfied with it within like 30 minutes and you don't feel the need to play it anymore. I guess that's the definition of game first, gotcha second, when you are the biggest grifter in the space. That's nuts. And so, you might have thought that was a little bit in-depth. But the reality of this is very simple, ladies and gentlemen. When I'm the one that's going to get accused of being a grifter over here, I need to tell you guys what grifting actually is. Because I play Arknights Enfield. I'm like level 50-something. I think I'm level 55. You know that to be level 55 in this game, you got to be playing it relatively daily and actually a lot. I've also got like a maxed out essence on my... I got a maxed out weapon essence on my levy. You know how long that shit fucking takes too. I'm somewhat committed, but I'm ready to drop the game for NTE. However, what if we just went ahead and we took a look at some other statements and take a look at some of the YouTube channels of some other creators who have been really publicly glazing NTE? Because we, of course, are still on the topic of grifting, right? We got Mr. Pokey over here with his public statements regarding Enfield. Now let's look at the date this was posted. January 23rd. The game released on January 22nd. I don't think I've had a better 1.0 experience than this. The game is very well polished and optimized, a sense of freshness in an otherwise extremely saturated market, and tons of room to explore and experience new things. The community is evolving past rage bait and drama slop channels. I wonder who he's talking about here. And instead of talking about the actual game itself like blueprints and progression, because it's such a new concept to explore and experience for themselves. I don't think anyone's talking about I don't think anyone's talking about anything when it comes to this game, to be honest, because it's a steaming pile of shit. But go off, King. And, well, now's the perfect time for us to take a bit of a break, right? From that horrendous tweet and actually take a look at what Mr. Pokey's been producing on his channel as of late. Fellas, let's count the number of Enfield videos that are on Mr. Pokey, that's on Mr. Pokey's channel. Let's count. Oh shit, I almost lost it. 1 on the 1.1 update that everyone agreed is a pile of dog shit. So there's 1 right there. All right, let's keep going. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to make this faster. Did I miss one? Did I miss one? Wait. Oh, I missed one, didn't I? Where was it? Where was it? No, I know I missed one. The Levitain story quest? Where was that shit? Did it have like 1,000 views? I think that's why I missed it. It's on the right side. Okay. All right. No, it isn't. No, you guys are lying. I don't see that shit. Oh, there's one over here, too. There's one over here as well. Oh, a third one? Okay. So we got to go, like, all the way back to a month ago to see some of the videos. And you said there was a Levy one over here on the left? Ah, here we go. Okay, can you guys ban the chatter who said it was on the right? Yeah, I don't need somebody who doesn't know the difference between left and right typing in my chat. Just ban them. Like permanently just ban them. Whoever said on the right, just ban them. That you can't even tell your fucking hands apart, bro. You're crazy. That's fucking crazy. Anyways, so that's 1 above, 2, and then the last time we were actively making any videos on Enfield at all to any degree was a whole fucking month ago. A month ago was like February 8th. So like this guy was out here talking about how amazing this 1.0 experience was and then like stopped making content on the game to like any degree at all within like 2 weeks after making this tweet. You want to know what would have popped off, though? Imagine. Mirror view exists. You do realize what a mirror does, right? Like, you wouldn't be able to fucking read anything because then the words would be mirrored as well, you fucking freak. What, do you read shit backwards? What do you even say? Anyways. That was a mirror view. What are you even... What? Anyways. Sorry, that was probably the dumbest message I've ever seen. I can read mirrored text. Yep, manga. Okay, alright. Yeah, never mind. Anyways. You can clearly see over here. When the last time you've regularly made content was a month ago, and you made this tweet on January 23rd, and a month ago was like February 6th, that shit lasted for like 2 weeks, and then he just stopped making content on the game. I think that's a little bit rough, isn't it? I think that's a little bit crazy to publicly be saying so much of this stuff about how amazing the game is, refusing to actually make any videos at all about, well, the actual issues that the game has, and, well, kind of just confirming that you, too, are a grifter. Because, why don't we take a look at this, guys? Why don't we take a look at some of the oldest statements made by Mr. Pokey over here? I'm gonna be the devil's advocate here. It isn't overdoomed, it's just something unfamiliar. The same thing happened to Genshin back when it first launched. AKE is one of the only recent mainstream gachas to bring back the old Spark system while combining 50-50s. Pity carry forward itself actually changes nothing. It's just a psychological hook to get you thinking building pity is beneficial when statistically you will still take the exact number of pulls. You just need to ration your premium currency income between banners, but we know self-control and gacha and gamblers don't mix. Yeah, no, I think the no pity carry forward system and the modern gacha player base don't apparently fucking mix either, cause you remember what I said about what grifting is? It's when you overstate the positive qualities of a game. You overstate the positive qualities of the game. You don't talk about the negatives, and you make the game seem a lot better than it actually is. Do you know the number of people that refuse to spend on this game because of the PayPal incident? A lot of them. Do you know the number of people who refuse to spend on the game because of the lack of pity carry forward? A lot of them. Do you know the number of people that would actually drop like $1,000+ on the game if a lot of the issues with it, the expiring currencies, the expiring polls, the expiring pity were fixed? A lot of them. And so, it would help out everybody. It would help out Hypergriff. It would help out the players. It would help out the gacha space as a whole if these changes were made. But you've already got, you know, people doing their best to make sure that those fixes don't happen. You got people doing their best to defend the actions of a company. And that's what grifting is, ladies and gentlemen. That's the real answer when it comes to this sort of stuff. And so now that I've taken the time to educate this community in regards to what grifting means and how it can impact the space, what grifting does is that it prevents the actual good dialogue for a game, the critiques, the needed critiques to make it better from taking center stage, because you'll have people denying that those problems are there when it's very clear that they actually are. And instead of addressing the fact that they were wrong, that they were grifting, right, they'll just stop making content. They'll just stop playing. They'll stop playing for so long that they get a returnee event instead of addressing the prior takes that they made. Because one thing that grifters don't do is they don't take accountability for when their grifting is exposed. And who has taken absolutely no accountability for game first, gacha second? Example A. Who's taken no accountability for saying, I don't think I've had a better 1.0 experience than this. Who do you think's taking no accountability for? Saying that pity carry forward itself changes nothing and that is just psychological. Nothing. Even as this game is literally at the lowest level of popularity. The most absurd downtrend we've ever seen in the space. This is all stuff that's occurring. And so the grifters, ladies and gentlemen, are the people that were saying the exact opposite of what's going on right now. And have taken absolutely no accountability at all for any of the statements that they made. And that is the truth regarding this entire matter. And so now that I've highlighted what grifting is, let's talk about why that's not the right word to use to describe my content. Because what do I do, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to all these games? I harshly critique them. I talk about the stuff that's going wrong. I talk about the issues that other people won't want to. And the reason why I'm comfortable doing that, right? You don't see anybody else talking about the Enfield token security issue. You don't see anybody else talking about the fact that Hypergriff still isn't refunding players that got scammed on January 22nd. You don't see anybody talking about the fact that gacha viewership is currently at the lowest levels possible. You don't see anybody else talking about Arknight's Enfield's insanely absurd toxic positivity where they will gang up on creators who are just providing reasonable feedback. You want to know why? Because I don't need sponsors to sustain my channel and to sustain my income. I am not scared at all of telling the truth about these games. Because guess what? This is one of the most highly viewed reacts to the 1.1 live stream. Because Enfield 1.1 literally is a fucking disaster. It looks like one of the laziest fucking patches in the history of just gacha as a whole. I do think these two developers for Enfield are some of the greediest and stupid individuals I've ever seen in development before. I tell the truth. And it just so happens, guys, if you think I'm grifting, a big part about being a grifter is that you're wrong. Game first, gotcha second. Cabinets herself proved that was a fucking lie. That's wrong. Because how do you say game first, gotcha second, and then quit the game for a month? How? Unless you were, I don't know, not necessarily telling the truth when you originally made that statement. I don't think I've had a better 1.0 experience than this. Then why'd you stop making videos on the game? Do you see me out here walking back my takes? Ever. Didn't I say Enfield is bleeding out 4 days ago? Why don't we take a look and see just how early on I've been talking shit about this game. Enfield is falling apart 3 weeks ago. Too little, too late. Hypergriff is finally listening. Huh. I've kind of just been saying this game's been on the downtrend for the longest time. Is Enfield saved? I said no. Enfield's endgame is a job. Enfield's devs have given up. Enfield, job first, game second. What do you think's going on here, ladies and gentlemen? Enfield fixed absolutely nothing. Hypergriff won't listen. This is what the truth looks like, ladies and gentlemen. This is what the truth looks like. And so why do you think my videos were getting so many views? Why do you think that I was getting so much engagement while grifting? It's because I was telling the truth. Because this game has so many problems. Because this game is so fucking cooked, it's unbelievable. That's the real truth regarding Arknight's Enfield. Hypergrifters ruined the game. Guess who gets featured a lot? This goofy-ass tweet over here from a goofy creator. And so, that concludes, ladies and gentlemen, this episode of Dumb Tweets by Dumb People. Because I always am eager for an opportunity to monetize some of the most unintelligent statements in the space, but then also use it as an educational opportunity for those dumb people that I'm monetizing. Because I've got to give back in some ways because you've given me another great video that I can run ads on. Let me know what you all thought. Peace out. Very, very, very nice. We'll give Rene a bit of a break today. Yeah, I could have woven Rene into that. Yeah, we'll give him a bit of a break. Why not? Why not? Yeah, I've already made. I mean, this is the thing. Rene's starting to critique the game. I think Rene is also the first person that's likely going to start taking accountability for some of his prior takes. He'll be one of the first people to do that. I think. I'd hope. Actually, never mind. He's being a never mind. Never mind. Never mind. He's just going again. He's just going again. Never mind. I spoke too soon. I will take accountability. Yep, I was dumb as fuck to think that he would do anything different. Yeah, never mind. I was stupid as shit to believe that he would do anything different. What a retard. Yeah, I'm the retard here for thinking that he would change his ways. Yep. Yep. Never mind. Hey, the captain goes down with the ship. Yep, nope, the captain goes down with the ship, boys. Did he actually just say while also making it so you don't spend premium currency to pull on weapon banners? Bro, are you on crack? Dude, what is he even saying? What are you even saying at this point? Like, bro, this just let this game die, bro. I don't even care anymore. Bro, I just let the game die. If this is the shit that is getting upvoted, I don't even care, bro. The only players still left in this game are stupid. Bro, what the fuck? What is this? This is not human. What are we? This is not human. I don't even know what to say anymore. This shit is disgusting. Deserves to get added to the recent video. Bro, I would need to boot up the game to do that. I don't even want to. I probably should, though. Yeah, there's probably something I need to go take a look at in Enfield. Jesus fucking Christ. Dude, how do you even type this? Bro, like, there's no way, how do you even type this? Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. We need some better content creators real soon. Oh wait, we already have good ones. We already have good ones. Like, ALG needs to start playing Wuthering Waves. I don't know why he refuses to. ALG literally needs to start playing Wuthering Waves. I'm not even joking. Like, if he doesn't start playing at least during the anniversary, he is making a terrible mistake. He doesn't like open world. Then tell him to pay somebody to pilot his account. One of my viewers will pilot his account for like $5 a month. Like if he buys them a Lunite subscription, they'll pilot his fucking account, bro. Bro, he needs to he can play just for the end game and shit like that and the holograms. he could play just for the endgame and the holograms. Like, people will do all of his exploration for like $5, man. Dude, it's like half of these fucking ZZZCCs would likely love Woo-Wah, and then they don't even try it because of the open world. And I'm just like, you guys are being stupid as fuck. I'm just being so honest with you. I'm like, you guys are being dumb as shit. Like, y'all know you're being dumb as shit. Cause like, guess what? Like, I have like 1% of like, I'm gonna be real here. My exploration percentage is like, what is like 2% in Lahai Roy, bro. I ain't even play it. It's like 2%. I haven't done the exploration in a long time just because it's not like I'm not going to go ahead and say that I love doing exploration right now. I ain't going to lie. I'm not going to say I love it. Just because I'm burnt out from exploring for like the past 6 years, man. Guys, I've been exploring since 2020. I've been exploring since 2020. You deny your bike its purpose. Yeah, well, guess what? You deny your fucking characters proper echoes and fucking... You deny your characters TOA clears because... Yeah, yep. Don't fucking play. Yeah, you deny your fucking roster DPM clears. And guess what's recurring? Yeah, endgame doesn't, or sorry, exploration doesn't refresh. Bums. Yeah, exploration doesn't refresh now, does it? Endgame does though. I could always do it later. Yeah, you can't do TOA resets later. All right, I'll just record this short little Giga Grifter segment over here. Yeah, here we go. And as another example of grifting over here, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have Rine, who is pretty much, I think, known as one of Hypergriff's strongest warriors in the conversation. And he had some very choice statements to make about Arknight's Enfield. Supa is another creator who's been talking about the game, and their take has been, Enfield really needs to figure out optics. So the main takeaway over here is that Enfield is actually a super generous game that doesn't actually have issues, but the devs are just really bad at communicating things. That's just bullshit. The game is fucking trash right now. It's just, by every metric, it's fucking doo-doo water and everybody knows it, right? And then you got Rene coming in with the statement, there's never been a more true statement about Enfield than this one. If you look at all the major gacha releases, Enfield gives the most limited pulls out of all the big gachas. You want me to show you the types of limited pulls that he's talking about when he's claiming generosity? Every banner, you get 10 limited pulls, but then they all expire. Okay, yeah, we lagged out for like half a second, didn't we? Yeah, we lagged out for like half a second, didn't we? Yeah, my cables got eaten again. Anyways, getting ourselves back on topic, I'll just replay part of it, right? Enfield gives the most limited pulls out of all the big gachas. What Rene decides not to mention over here is something very, very, very interesting, right? When you actually look at Enfield and you look at the types of pulls that they're given, well, they give out 10 every limited banner. You might say, oh, Giga Generous, right? Those expire. You can see over here, there's only 3 days left on this one because there's 3 days left in the update. And if you don't spend them, they just disappear into the abyss. They're just gone. You also get another 5 from a login event that takes 7 days. And so you can't really pull on a banner until you're 7 days in because you have these expiring pulls. Remember, you can't save them for another one. And when you know that the pity in this game also expires while you have expiring pulls, it's basically like, okay, you have 10 pulls to throw at this banner, but then the banner's going to disappear, and then it'll say 120 attempts again to guarantee. That's dog shit. That's terrible. It almost feels like they don't even need to be there. And this is the thing, right? This guy in his infinite wisdom is just openly saying it gives you the most limited pulls, but decides not to differentiate between ones that are expiring and not. That's, when you know the definition of grifting as I've described it, this is grifting. Because we're not telling the whole truth here, and we're deciding to mask the negatives in this situation to make the game seem better than it actually is. And this is how you know, this is the follow-up attack for even more grifting. While also making sure you don't spend premium currency to pull on weapon banners. This guy is basically saying you don't need to spend premium currency to pull on weapon banners when the only way to get the currency to pull on weapon banners is to spend pulls. Bro, the only way to get these Arsenal tickets is by spending your fucking Oreo geometries, which you only get a very limited quantity of as a free-to-play player, so you never want to spend it here. Plus, the conversions are awful. Like, 49 of these for only, like, good lord, right? That's some dog shit. And you want to know the other way to get it? Oh, let me see if I have any pulls left over. Oh, no, I can't. You get pulls, weapon pulls, that currency ticket from pulling on these banners, bro. That's basically the only way to get it. Oh, you might be able to do your weeklies too, your weekly routine. Let's take a look at this, boys. Oh, you're gonna get 100 every week, assuming you do this. I know a lot of people have missed out on them because they forgot that this shit was even in the game because the rewards are so low. So you gotta do 20 weeks to get 1 10 pull, or you do this, man. You go to the credit store, and you might get lucky on a daily refresh and be able to get 20 out of 2,000. So yeah, just do this like 100 fucking times, and you might get 100 days, and you might get a 10. This guy's out here saying you don't have to spend premium currency to pull. Like, that would imply that he's getting his pulls from the weekly and the credit store because there's no other sources in the game if you're not going to be pulling. That's just grifting. How do you even say this? And how does this get liked? How does it get retweeted? How does it get bookmarked? Hopefully they're bookmarking as a sign of stupidity so they can laugh at him later. But guys, this is the level of damage, that toxic positivity, that grifting, that at this point just actively lying about the game's mechanics, refusing to state things like how the tickets expire. Do you kind of just see the level of damage these people are doing? You can see how this level of dishonesty, this level of grifting, just makes the game worse. Because the reality is, guys, you should be able to just go ahead and use your fucking aura barrel on the weapon banner. Why don't you think the devs allowed that? Because they want to make you jump through fucking hoops, and you'll have actual grifting insects like this going ahead and just lying through omission at this point to make the systems feel better than they actually are. That's what grifting is, ladies and gentlemen. And now I've shown you 3 spectacular examples of it since the release of this game. Jesus Christ, man. I don't, like, this is the dumbest, that's the dumbest fucking shit I might have ever seen. That might be the dumbest shit I've ever seen. People are saying there's only 80 pulls in. Let me see here. People are saying there's only 80 pulls? What do you mean? What do you mean only 80 pulls? That's crazy. 80 pulls? How would they have this? Wait, that doesn't even look real. Wait, no, that doesn't even look slightly real. Nah, I'm pretty sure they just theory crafted this. Nah, that looks so wrong, it's crazy. I'm sorry, no, it looks I'm just gonna show it because I think somebody just made it up. Bro, this looks comical. Nah, that doesn't even look real. Like, that's why I'm showing you, because it doesn't even look real, bro. It looks fake. That's what I mean, right? I don't think this is real. That's mind-blowing, no? So, like... I don't think this is real, bro. This can't be real. That looks so bad, it's unbelievable. If this is actually the case, this game is dead before 1.2. I'm just gonna say this. This game is dead before 1.2. You need to abandon ship if you're... Well, everyone already has abandoned ship. Nobody's streaming this shit. Like, I think it's literally just like 50 viewer Andy streaming this. How appropriate is it that it's 911, the emergency number in the United States of America? Nobody is streaming gacha because gacha streams are boring typically. Huh. Are you guys saying that I'm the most entertaining gacha streamer on the platform? Probably because I'm not really even playing the games most of the time, but because the games themselves aren't particularly very great, are they? Good lord, I didn't see what's going on in Enfield. Remember how I said 50 is just 50 viewer Andys? That's literally it. It's just all 50 viewer Andys. There's nothing else going on. Oh, yeah, I mean that's the thing. That's the same as the Wuthering Waves category, right? That's the same as the Wuthering Waves category for sure. Because we're on the fucking Luke update. We have a reason for the game to not be very popular right now. But I'm going to be honest, it's doing the best out of all the games, right? Category does not exist. Did they just delete Hawkeye? I'm pressing Hawkeye Star Rail. Why is it saying this? Wait. Okay, that was weird. Nah, this shit do be cooked. And of course, what about Zenless Zone Zero? Basado. Like, dude, this is all like LATAM. It's like LATAM and ALG. Holy shit. Dude, this shit is fucked. Dude, this shit is... Dude, I feel like life has been suffering for ALG. Bro just has to log in and then go play the Angels of Delusion. Every day. Just logs in and then plays with the Angels of Delusion every day. And he looks like he just hates his life. The Angels of EOS, bro. I mean, I'm just gonna be real with you, man. We might just have to be in the React Andy era for a while. Stuff is just not looking particularly good right now. Stuff is just not looking good right now. And we need that Wuthering Waves 3.2 livestream to resurrect the space, but I also don't think that patch is going to be that crazy. But that patch will be hype. 3.2 will be hype if it's announced that it's shorter by a week. If they announce that 3.2 is shorter by a week, it'll be good. Because then that means 3.3, the anniversary, is coming sooner. And that'll make it hype. Also put Fusion Rover in 3.2. That'd be crazy. Yeah, put Fusion Rover in 3.2. That'd be nuts. That would change everything. Yeah. I mean, at this point, man, yeah, I don't know. I like I said before, on days where it feels like the entire space is dying, I don't know. I don't particularly feel the need to stream very long. So, I guess we might just bring this to a close, and then you can, and then we'll raid ALG, and then you guys can find out how amazing his IRL trip was. Yeah, just maybe don't ask him about the IRL trip. Yeah, maybe don't do that, actually. Maybe he's trying to forget. But yeah, I think we'll just raid ALG and then go from there. Yeah, no, I mean, we covered everything we wanted today. I mean, let's be real here. This is the 7th day in a row. I probably should have taken a break at some point. So like, you should be glad with what you got, guys. It's not like we even have like a TOA reset or any end game or anything to work through. So yeah. I'll see y'all later. I'll throw my boy the assist. All right, peace out.